Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OCNJ Local, your podcast for everything happening here in America's greatest family resort. We're your hosts, Dominick, Dougherty, and Drew Fasy.
And we are your local guys. On point tonight, Dom. No
Well, I had
polarization. You
someone
pointed
tell
in
me
the
I
right
can't, I can't
direction.
do, I can't use this finger. I'm not allowed anymore. I got to go
No,
back
you're
to my old bam,
you're
boom,
right-handed.
putting it in
You
there.
must use your right hand.
Well, Drew, it's here. It's here. It's upon us. Memorial Day weekend. The weekend that, as far as I'm concerned, unofficially kicks off the summer. You get into the
Totally
real
does.
shoulder season, first shoulder season. What would be maybe the left shoulder if we're going, left to right here.
Totally
So,
does
but
kick it
it's here.
off, and the beginnings of the onslaught have already begun. You can see traffic. You can see people headed to the beach. There are
Yep, my
people
neighbor,
in
my
town.
neighbor has already got his car parked across the street, saving a parking space for whoever decides to show up. And usually nobody shows up over there, so he just takes the street parking spot because, he lives on the Bayfront Lagoon and he can do whatever he wants. So,
almost got slammed 7 times today by people that decided that stop signs don't apply in Ocean City.
no, they're big red lollipops for kids.
Yeah, yeah.
On a positive note, though, Drew, if you do plan to go to the beach this weekend, because it is the first official beach weekend here in the Northeast, the ocean's pretty warm. I went for a swim today during my lunch break, and I'd say it's probably in the low to mid 60s. So swam for
That's
probably
warm.
about.
You're saying that's warm.
I mean, for the end of May, yeah, that's really warm.
Everything's relative, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, normally it's in the 50s. So hold on, my dog's barking. Like my kids can't determine to take him out, let her out. But it sounds like she's barking at
Penny.
something on the street. But anyway, we got a good topic today, especially for the first official beach weekend here in the Northeast, beach etiquette. Before we get into that, though, Drew's got some shout outs, and we have a special guest to talk a little bit about the Memorial Day Beach Challenge. Amie Vaules is coming back to join us. She heads up the Memorial Day Beach Challenge, and she'll be here with us shortly. Looking forward to learning more about that and what it's all about, because it's definitely a pretty big undertaking. So,
yeah.
But Drew, who are we shouting out today on the Memorial Day weekend?
So I have a couple things today. So the first is a shout out to like the entire Ocean City community. Last week, my friends Darren and Terry were on vacation down in Nicaragua. Someone was watching their dog, Jasper. Jasper got off leash. Unfortunately, hit a car. The car didn't hit Jasper. Jasper hit a car, but got freaked out and ran off and nowhere to be found. This is in the deep South End. Well, Terry made some calls. Next thing you know, it's on social media and 60 people show up to find Jasper. And most of those people don't even know Jasper, don't know Darren and Terry. They just are good Ocean City people who, found, heard about someone in trouble. And I mean, there was people out. I happen to know, I'm going to give a shout out, Holly Kisby. Holly and her husband don't know Darren and Terry, and they were out with their spotlight in the dark, roaming up and down every street looking for Jasper. Jasper was found. He's safe. He's home. Darren and Terry are home. And Darren and Terry could not be any more thankful to the community. So shout out to the Ocean City community.
Nice job.
It's good stuff. Yep. Second, the After Prom Committee and all of the volunteers who participated and put on the Ocean City After Prom. As you know, Dom, the After Prom was started, I don't even know what it was, 30 years ago. That's one of my That's one of my little things I'm throwing in there that's probably not true, but it's somewhere around there. It started a long time ago to give kids an alternative.
You're probably pretty right, actually. You're
Yeah, it's
pretty
probably
to it.
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's to give prom goers an alternative to going out and making mistakes, right? Drinking too much,
And just going to
drinking
them
and
later.
driving, getting pregnant, all those mistakes that kids make. So shout out to the after prom committee. They put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and all the sponsors that help out, and all the volunteers, including the Junior Raiders football and cheer, who were the cleanup crew this year at 3:00 in the morning. It's not an easy task. So shout out to everybody who was involved in that. Shout out number 3, the Mainland Regional High School baseball team. They won the Cal championship. So shout out to Mainland. Think about the 3 sport athletes on that team. You know, Cohen Cook and John Franchini and all those guys, right? State football championship. Cal and South Jersey basketball championship, and now the Cal
I don't think they
baseball
won the Cal.
championship.
I think
They didn't win in basketball.
I think Middle Township won the Cal.
You're right, but they did win the Group 3
South Jersey Group 3 championship
yeah,
in triple overtime. And for some reason, we never fouled Cohen Cook, who had 4 fouls in that game for 2 overtimes. I'm just going to leave that right there.
Yep.
Or try to draw a foul, I should say.
Yeah,
force him a foul.
Yeah.
I think Stephen.
But be that as it may, congrats to Mainland.
Yeah, what a run those seniors had. Seriously,
what a run those seniors have. Yeah,
good for them.
2 more things real quick, Don. On Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Will be the 2nd annual Stop Offshore Wind Rally. Starts at the Mark Seufer Park across from City Hall, and it's a march across the Route 52 Causeway Bridge to Summers Point. So anybody who wants to help support the fight against the wind turbines, Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Finally, dog of the day. I'm getting back to it. Got to go to Jasper. Jasper's dog of the day. I'll get a picture. Dom, if you can put that up on social media.
I don't think I posted on social media in like a year. So we'll do that. Very active account. Very active account.
I can do at least the Facebook portion.
Sure. No, we'll get Jasper up there. So no, lots of good stuff coming our way here. Memorial Day weekend. And like I said in the beginning intro here, one of the big events on Memorial Day is the Memorial Day Beach Challenge. So when we come back, we'll have with us the chairperson of the Memorial Day Beach Challenge, Amie Vaules, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about it and how you can get involved, whether you want to compete or volunteer. So
or donate,
break, or donate, whatever you want to do. We'll be back here in a minute. All right, I'm going to send her the link to the studio.
Oh, you didn't send it yet? I thought you did.
No, I don't like to leave people. I don't like to leave people hanging. And now I got to write her like an email. Hi, Amy. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. For you, I just send the link. Like, screw this guy. Get in here. All right.
You know, will you be? You'll be at baseball on Sunday or Monday, rather.
Yeah, man.
You know, if we have
This will
the
be on YouTube,
opportunity-
just to remind you. Because we don't edit this
This
part
will?
out. This part will be on
This
YouTube,
will be?
yes.
Oh,
Because we don't edit this
okay.
out. That's why I bit my tongue when I was talking about sending fancy, fluffy emails.
So, as you know, the OCYA does a Memorial Day ceremony and games, and we have two Ocean City, young Ocean City guys that are in the 20s, vets. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they are still active duty, who were on air bases in Afghanistan when we evacuated. So they are being honored on Monday. So I'd like to mention that at the end of the show.
Evacuated Afghanistan? We evacuated? I thought we just fled, I think is a better term.
Come see, come saw. Yeah.
Probably the better term would be Irish goodbye, Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
But anyway, they were there. One of them was one of the last, I think, 20 guys airlifted out.
God bless him.
Blowing stuff. He was riding around the base on a golf cart, blowing up equipment as the Taliban were coming at the base. I'm honoring this guy on Monday.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, like, you know, those are probably things that we should have kept quiet. But, you know, I guess if you're a YouTube listener, you should you take the time to watch us on YouTube, and you should get a
Did you
little
send
bit
the
of extra
link?
fluff. The link has been sent to amievaules@me.com. The link has been sent.
What a day today, huh?
Yeah, man, it was a nice one. It was a nice one.
Excuse me a second. I'm going to blow my nose while we're reading.
It's what it's like when you have a geriatric partner for a podcast. They got to go blow their nose. Surprised he didn't have like a handkerchief in his pocket or something. It's been used, like, you know, probably for the last 30 years since the after prom started. Best part about it is he won't see this.
Pollen's been horrendous, man. Pollen's been really bad.
Did Aiden make it to Taiwan okay?
He did. He went to, he was in the second tallest building in the world. Previously the tallest building until they built something higher in Dubai. He was at Memorial to Chiang Kai-shek.
Let me bring in Mike and Amy here. Sorry, we can talk more about it later.
Sure.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Who invited
Doing very
that
well,
guy?
Yeah. How you doing, Drew?
I'm good, Mike. How are you? Hi, Amy. Thanks for being on. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cool. So we are recording now, but I'm going to edit all this stuff out. When we come back in, I'll introduce you guys.
That was great. Keep that one in.
I'll try to. You can say it again. It won't have the same hit, but we'll know. You know, I'll introduce you guys. You guys are the founders, chair people. What would be your official title?
Co-chair?
So we're the local. I mean, if you put it, we're the kind of the boots on the ground, the local representatives of the Memorial Beach Challenge. We did originally found it, but our fundraising base in our group is 31 Heroes, based out of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
So you're the boots on the ground for 31 Heroes.
Yep.
Kind of founded this Memorial Day Beach Challenge here. And then what year is this for the beach challenge?
13.
Year 13. Awesome.
Mhm.
Cool. See if I have any other questions.
I have some stuff just to highlight that to make sure we talk about.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we'll keep this quick. I know you guys are busy and putting together last minute details here.
Oh yeah.
So
Always last
we
minute.
won't. It's the way everything goes. So I'll just give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll be back, and then we'll go from there. And Drew, I'll do my best not to. I can't have to edit it out now, Drew. There's too much. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, the four of us know that it was a great line.
Yeah, it was a good line.
Well, for YouTube, people on YouTube will get to see it. So,
You're not cutting this out for YouTube, Dom?
No.
Come on, put in the work, buddy. Put in the work, buddy.
It's more fun that way. You got to give the YouTube people something they want. All right, let's get these guys out of here. They got like a million things to do to talk to us. Ready?
Sounds right.
All right, everyone. We're back. With us is Amie and surprise guest, Mike Vaules. They are the boots on the ground aspect of the Memorial Day Beach Challenge. Their fundraising is done through 31 Heroes, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Out of Virginia Beach. And believe it or not, this is the 13th year that we're putting on the Memorial Day Beach Challenge here in Ocean City. Ironically, I was actually a volunteer and helped with registration the very first year when you had like a paddle challenge and stuff.
Mhm.
Yes.
Long time ago. But to me, it felt more like yesterday. It was not 13 years ago.
Yeah,
At least
time
I
flies.
haven't aged 13 years like Drew has.
None of us have.
Yeah.
That's true. Very
Thanks,
true.
Amy.
You're included, Drew. Don't worry.
Can we start the discussion with 31 Heroes?
Absolutely.
I-
So 31 Heroes comes out of the Extortion 17 helicopter crash on August 6th of 2011, where we lost 30 service members and a service dog. From that, they were some of the most elite operators at the time. And about a year and a half later, myself and two friends were approached by a grassroots organization that said, hey, we've put together this group called 31 Heroes. We want to be able to create some fundraising for the families. And we said, yeah, we're all in. Let's figure out an idea. And about 6 weeks later, we had the idea of doing as Dom talked about it, a paddleboard challenge and a beach obstacle course race. They were just starting to become popular at the time. And we just continued to grow and build over the years. And it's been phenomenal now. We've been able to see, brothers, sisters, family members all show up at the event and see the benefits that our local community has been able to provide to these Gold Star families.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. So the event itself, as I understand it, is an obstacle course for individuals and teams, and it's Navy SEAL approved.
Yeah. So, out of the Extortion 17 crash, a large majority of them were tier 1 operators that were SEALs. And when we originally put this together, we had some of the founding commanders that were actually had trained some of these guys and worked with these guys on prior deployments, basically working with us. And I remember sitting down and the first thing they said was, let's make sure we use the beach as the main obstacle. Use the soft sand, use the sand dunes. Don't try to get too far outside the box. And as everybody says, the biggest killer of the race every year is the soft sand beach running and, hitting those sand dunes and running up and over them, getting their feet wet, getting in the water, and their sneakers just feeling like cinder blocks as they're moving through. So that was kind of how it all got started. And we've kind of run with it since then.
And there's also a kids, is it run or obstacle course?
So we call it a kids fun run. There are some kid appropriate obstacles for them to enjoy and, kind of get out there and feel like they're doing what mom and dad are doing. That was one of the big things when we started this race years ago. My kids were much younger, and we kind of wanted to be able to bring it into being a whole family event, being here in Ocean City and Memorial Day weekend. So we do have the kids fun run. We have little guys as young as 2, which we encourage a parent or an older sibling to run with them during that. Up until, 10 to 13 years old is when they start to phase out, and then they want to run the big race. But we try to get them a good sized sand dune to go up and over. We've got some bicycle tires they have to run through, a noodle challenge, things like that. And as the ages get up, we make the course a little longer for them, because those 10-year-olds, man, they run fast.
Right. So it's fun but challenging.
Correct. Yep. And no winners in the kids fun run. We keep it a fun run. And we break it down into heats by age, so that the little guys can all run together. And then, as they go up.
That's awesome that you made it truly a family event and not just a race.
Yeah.
And
what? One of the neatest things to see is to be able to see these kids that you start to recognize them year in, year out. And then you'll watch them, start to run the adult course. And then you watch them start placing in the adult course. And you're like, holy mackerel, these kids aren't kids anymore. They're young men and women.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So
what's the difference in length between, what is the length of the adult course? How far is the run? And
yep. So the whole course itself is about 2 to 2.5 miles. It depends. We have to deal with all of the elements. We have to deal with tides. We have to deal with beach erosion. So it shifts from year to year. We don't even know exactly what it is, and we're 2.5 days out. So once we start placing obstacles on the beach, once we see where the sand dunes can be placed for us, that the city provides the public works labor and machinery to do, that's when we can really say. But it is a 2 to 2.5 mile course.
I can tell you that this year's event, because of the beach erosion, will turn at 6th Streets on the northern side, and we will push it a little further south, probably almost down to 17th Street, and then finish up back at 9th Street at the Music Pier.
So got to give a shout out to the city for buying into this and being a partner, really, right? And
absolutely.
From day one. It's
for Memorial Day weekend, no less. You're not holding this in February, right?
Right.
They're committing resources on, the kickoff to the summer.
It's unbelievable, because the city of Ocean City, it's the one event of the year that combines almost all of their resources. So we take advantage, and they help us and offer the public works, the boardwalk, music pier, the beach patrol, the police department, and fire department. They are all involved with helping out on this, and they've been on the team since day one and have been phenomenal. And it was crazy, because this year the Veterans Beach Tag is actually the Memorial Beach Challenge 31 Heroes
really?
Logo.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a pretty neat thing to see that, from a grassroots event 13 years ago to now, people recognize it everywhere.
Again, you gotta give kudos to the city, and it's just another reason why Ocean City is such an awesome place, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's amazing to watch how everybody comes together and, everybody works together on it. You get the entire, as Dom said earlier, you get volunteers that show up that say, hey, I saw this last year when I was going for a run on the boardwalk. I want to be involved. And they're there and they show up. It's just a testament to this community and the people that are here that we're able to continue to put this on, and it grows every year.
So, Mike, you had said you were approached by a couple of friends. Are they local friends?
They are, yeah. So Chad Gallagher, I grew up with in Ocean City, and his wife, and Patrick Gill,
I knew
Again,
Patrick. That was my way of getting Patrick some
another person. So all three of them have been involved and an integral part of working through it. And everybody has spouses, kids, and everything else. We're all at different ages with our kids, and it's amazing to watch. Patrick has the youngest group of kids. Chad and I have older kids, and to watch them all involved now is really it's really neat to see how they've been there. And Amie and I have made a conscious effort to make it's Memorial Day and it's Memorial Day weekend. And the tagline we use over and over and over again is it's more than a day off from school and a day off from work. It's about honoring all who have served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we can enjoy our freedoms. And that's what our goal of getting this event out is, to really honor what Memorial Day is about. And sometimes it's bigger than the funds you raise or the event that you put on, but it's the messaging.
Absolutely. So I told Dom I was going to do this. I'm going to take this opportunity now to do it. This is aside from the Memorial Day Challenge. So I'm involved in our local Little League program, the OCYAA, and we do a Memorial Day ceremony and games on Monday. Mm-hmm. And Greg Donahue, who I'm sure you know, has been involved with the program for 50 years, and he takes great pride in talking about that message, that Memorial Day is not just a day off. It's not just a day for barbecues, but it's a way to honor those who served and gave the ultimate sacrifice. And we try to bring in veterans to honor, and they throw out the first pitch. And we have two young guys who served in Afghanistan who we're gonna honor on Monday. So kind of the same thought, but a little bit less heavy a lift than what you guys are up to on Saturday. We're just playing baseball.
It's all important because, ultimately it's about just making sure everybody remembers. And Memorial Day is about paying our respects to everybody. And, whether it's a Little League event, and I think that's a great thing, Drew, because it starts young. And when they realize it young and the kids realize it young, they respect it as they get older.
Totally agree. So back to the Memorial Beach Challenge. Roughly how many individual participants, roughly how many teams, roughly totals?
So
and totals of volunteers as well, please, if you know those numbers.
So right now we are just at about 650 participants.
Wow.
And that is including kids, adults, and teams. We haven't.
That's huge. 650.
It is. Yep. And if we keep getting a good weather forecast like we're getting, we'll get another 200 to 300 before Saturday morning.
Wow.
We close registration at, I think we try to do it like midnight, 1 a.m. because I need to get some sleep and I don't want to keep assigning bib numbers. Or I should say my daughter wants to get some sleep because she doesn't want to be up too late doing that. But, from the first year that we did it and we had a couple hundred people at max, and that was all encompassed. It has really grown and it grows every year. And as for volunteers, I never have enough. So I'll take you if you want to get up at 7:15 and come up to the music pier. We normally have anywhere from 50 to 60 on average volunteers. Most people are the ones I'm calling up and texting, don't forget this show, but we get a bunch of kids from the high school, from the Key Club. They've been involved for the past 5 years now. Our daughter was involved with Key Club when she was in high school, and our son is now. I can't get anybody from the lacrosse team this year because they are in playoffs right now. States, yep. And then we also I think we have a couple of guys from the football team coming out. So I pull off of anyone I know and invite them to come out and things like that. So any listeners that you have that want to get out and involved, and we could use you out on the course, guiding the racers through the course and cheering them on.
That's great. Anybody has time Saturday morning, please. It's obviously a great cause.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
You blew me away with those numbers, I have to say. I had no idea it was that kind of participation.
It is, yep. And we've often discussed, capping it at a certain number because it just gets to be, it's too much for the small team, that does this each year. And, this year I'm thankful. Our son has off from school on Friday, and so do all of his friends. So that's great. My daughter's home from college. She's got about 6 friends from school coming up to stay with us all weekend and help at the race and stuff. So that really makes it a lot easier when you've got, lots of hands. But it's a great event, and every year continues to grow. And, like Mike said earlier, people come back with their kids that, the first little race they ever did. And now they go and do 5Ks at home with their families. And now they're running the big race with their parents.
That's great. I will be there. I can't guarantee 7:15. Dom, you in? Come on, bud.
I'm actually thinking about doing it. I haven't signed up.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Better. Listen, send me a text. I'll get you a t-shirt and a bib. It'll be ready for you.
All right.
I think we need some video footage on that, and then you could have a recap afterwards for another show.
I don't know if you want any video. I don't know if you want that, but I'll definitely be sure to give a recap.
Is there a time limit to the course? If Dom's going to run it, is there a time limit?
Yeah, I was going to actually ask that. That was one of my questions, Drew.
So we do time. We do have a limit on our timing chips, and I think we're going to run out this year, unless my timing company can help us out on the day of. But again, that's tough because we start at 5 a.m. and we got to be ready to roll by 7:30. But we'll run out of timing chips, but we don't have a time frame because people come out and do this race. You don't need to be in tip-top shape. You don't need to be able to run a sub, mile or 5K. There's always lots of questions that way. But we have people that come out and they're like, I just have seen this for years. And I started running a year ago and I said, I'm going to do it. And they end up having to walk a lot. But, we wait for them until they're the last person across the finish line and, cheer them on just as much as we get the first 10 over there.
They probably, if it's like a typical race, they probably get more cheers than
they do.
The top athletes, right?
But a good thing you just talked about is we do have a time schedule, time of day. So we have opening ceremonies start at 7:45 sharp. And we have a color guard that comes in, bagpipers. We do a wreath laying the lifeguards do for us in just a moment of silence. And we start promptly at 8 o'clock and we run rolling heats every 4 minutes. Usually we are done by 8:30, 8:40, depending on participation number, with the adults at least starting. At that point, as soon as they have cleared the 8th Street area, I start breaking that down and setting up for the kids race. And we try to start the kids race around 9:15-ish. It just depends on if we have any stragglers on the other end. The average time on this is about 40 minutes for somebody to kind of, the weekend warrior, to walk it through and to kind of do the whole course.
Yeah, it's either that or go do the Murph. I don't know.
Yeah,
I did the Murph last year and that wasn't that fun.
No.
It actually was. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty good one. Like you said though, I've seen this so many times. I see you guys driving around with your dune buggy. And I'm like, what's going on? And my kids will always come play in the big dunes that you build afterwards. And it's super fun. So I don't know. You'll get a message from me, probably an email shortly. I might try and get a bib. I might try and get a bib for my son too. He's only 11.
Perfect.
Oh, definitely. You guys should totally do
and
it
you should
together.
Do it together.
Yeah.
It's a great
definitely.
experience. We have multiple people that are, father, son, father, daughter that do it. And, you'll always see them at the end at the step and repeat taking pictures. And they're some of the best pictures to see.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, he's doing it now, whether he knows it or not.
Right. My wife did it with a friend and Aiden did it with 2 friends. So it was kind of mother-son, but they didn't really participate.
Stay together. Yeah. That happens too.
Yeah.
I have my nephew and my sister kind of have an ongoing battle now. The very first year we did this, my nephews were doing the kids race, and now they're 22, 23 years old. One's going to finish up at West Point next year, and it's kind of crazy. He ran this as a kid, and now we're going to miss it next year for his graduation. But they have this battle back and forth of who's going to win this, and it's very funny. So
bragging rights of the year.
You see a lot of the same families.
Yeah, bragging rights for
my
the
son
year.
will beat me. I'm going to say that right now. My son will beat me.
There you go.
Definitely. So,
Before we finish up, I wanted the most important thing is if you're not here, if you can't run, if you can't participate, if you can't volunteer, you can still donate.
Absolutely.
And all the proceeds, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the proceeds go to 31 Heroes, right? Helping out the families. And so you can go to the website memorialbeachchallenge.com and donate. And if you care to, please be generous. These are our vets. These are guys who the families of guys who lost their lives defending our country. So if please be generous, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we are. Our team we're 100% volunteers. We do this because we want to raise money for our veterans and our Gold Star families. Give the veterans the support that they need to come home and have the best quality of life they can. 31 Heroes does an amazing job of distributing the funds that we help them raise and also that they raise on their own through all these different athletic events that they put on. So yes, you can go to 31heroes.org. You can go to Memorial Beach Challenge. It all goes directly to them. Our biggest expense on this race is insurance and t-shirts. And, once we cover that, it all goes right to 31 Heroes for their programs. Something that started new last year is there's a resident in Ocean City, and she works for Stone Harbor, and she wanted to bring something similar like the Memorial Beach Challenge down to Stone Harbor. And she contacted us. She's done the race. She's volunteered. And she collectively, we all came up with an event that will be the second year this year on July 1st. Sorry. And it is the Stone Harbor Sandbag Challenge. So they don't have the resources that we're able to pull from the city to put on like what we do on the beach. So we came up with a different version, and it's a challenge. Everybody likes these Tough Mudders and things. And she said, I can't do another 5K in Stone Harbor. We have enough. So we came up with this idea last year, and we'll be doing it again with Stone Harbor and 31 Heroes. And it's Sandbag Challenge. It is 31 blocks to stay with 31 Heroes. And then they do a small circuit of workout to finish it up. And it was a really great event last year. It was nice and hot out. They don't have to worry about weather like we do. But that is also on 31 Heroes website and things like that. So if you want to check that out, if this race doesn't work for you or timing, maybe then the one in about a month does. That's
great. That's great. Amy, if you wouldn't mind, remind me, and I'll mention that before that on our podcast before that. Yeah, that's great. That's good stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe you could train and do that one, Drew, since you're not ready for this one.
There you go.
I'll do this one, and you do the sandbag one.
My audio's. I'm losing you, Dom. Sorry.
Drew, I've seen you out with those kids all fall with football. You could do this in a heartbeat.
It's
Drew
the
is very
7:15 thing. If we schedule it for maybe 3:00, I'm all in.
You're all in. All right.
Well, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to be.
Thanks for what you're doing. First
Absolutely.
of all, thanks for what you're doing for our vets. Great job, and thank you.
It is something that is a little bit more near and dear to our hearts. Like Mike said, our nephew is at West Point, and he'll be a senior come August. And our daughter is Naval ROTC, and she's got another 3 years at school. So it's even more personal now to continue this event bring these funds that are so needed.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Well,
great stuff.
We appreciate it, and I'll see you on Saturday morning around 7:15.
We're looking forward to it.
And I don't know if I am. I think I might have bit off more than I can chew here. But, again, if you want to check it out, if you want to register, it's still open. MemorialDayBeachChallenge.com, and if you want to donate,
MemorialBeachChallenge.com.
Sorry, MemorialBeachChallenge.com. Once again, MemorialBeachChallenge.com. And if you want to donate, you can donate there, or you can donate at 31heroes.org. So plenty of places you can help. And if you got some free time on Saturday morning, stop on in and look for Amie or Mike and tell them you're here to help.
Absolutely.
So, awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
All right.
Take
See you
care.
there.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Bye. Drew, what did I just do?
You
What did I
committed,
do,
man.
Drew?
You
Oh,
committed.
I did.
I committed to volunteer, but I didn't even commit to 7:15 a.m. You can do it.
You know what though? I'm doing the
did it
escape.
at like 14 years old. You can do it.
Listen, I'm doing the Escape the Cape triathlon next weekend, and there's a lot of soft sand running. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll go do this, kind of get myself used to running in the soft sand.
Good training. Yep.
So
Yep.
awesome.
Good stuff.
Well, we'll be right back. We'll get into today's topic. It's going to be a long one, guys. Beach etiquette. All right.
Wait.
We'll be right back.
What?
We got to drop out. We'll be right back, man. That was a long segment. Give people a
We're
break
not doing
here.
beach etiquette now.
Why not? You said you got it all queued up. That's what we're talking about.
What? We got to do this another time. We'll do it right now. Sorry.
Sorry, Drew and I are debating whether or not we're going to talk about beach etiquette.
Dom dropped a bomb on me. We wanted to record another episode. I
Sure,
haven't
beach
eaten
etiquette.
yet,
We
Dom.
can do it if Drew's getting hangry. But no, you guys were great.
Might make it for a good episode.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to. Yeah, it would be a good episode. I'll have this all put out tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Probably publish it like 4 a.m. You guys will probably be up doing bib numbers and stuff. And then
I
Drew will
won't
get
get
it
it
up
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
I tend.
But no, I'll email you the link, Amie.
Okay.
So you have it and you can put it on anywhere you want on your social
Is
media
that
or
okay
whatever.
if we do social media? Great. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever you want to use. If you
So
want,
again, it's YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast.
I'll
I forget where. Yeah, some others.
if you
Okay.
give me a little bit of time tomorrow, I have a relatively lighter day. I'll make some clips that you can put on your social media too that talk
Oh,
a little
cool.
bit about it. And I'll set them up so they're good for like Instagram or whatever, and you can
Oh,
talk
very cool.
and you can use those.
Perfect.
So
Okay. Great.
cool.
Thank
Yeah, no,
you.
happy to help you guys, definitely. So,
Yeah.
All
all
right.
right, Drew, let's finish this episode here because we're definitely going to talk
We're
about
gonna let
beach
you guys
etiquette.
know.
See you guys.
All
right.
right. See you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank
Are you
you.
serious? You want to do beach
Bye.
etiquette now?
I do, yeah. All right, bye, guys. Yeah, why not? It'll take 15, 20 minutes, Drew.
It's a separate, but we didn't finish the last one like very well.
What do
You
you
know what I
mean?
mean? Like the last, or had we stopped recording when I said, "Are you serious?"
I haven't stopped recording yet. This is we're all hot right now. Hot mic.
Dude, come on, man! What are you doing?
All right, well then I'll just have to edit the name of this podcast because I made this podcast Beach Etiquette. I thought we were going to do both.
I was not prepared.
Amie.
No, we had clearly talked about doing. We said beach etiquette, or we could do the
No, I
more
was under
big
the
TV
impression
show.
we were going to do both.
Dude, honestly, I'm really tired. Can we do it another night, please?
All right,
I'm
fams.
hungry. I'm tired. I really can't. I don't have another half hour.
All right, everyone.
in me.
I'm not editing any of this. This is great. We're going to leave this all in. This has been the OCNJ Daily, your podcast for everything happening in America's greatest family resort.
OCNJ Daily.
Hey, listen, we're tired,
OCNJ
Drew.
Local. All right.
OCNJ
this is-
Daily.
Everybody, this has
OCNJ
been the
Local.
OCNJ Local. It's me, Dom Dougherty, and Drew Fasy, and we are your local guys.
going down in a blaze of glory here. It's too early up. My ring light's falling down. That's a sign. All right, man. It's definitely Memorial Day weekend. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.